Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my table. Today we have a very special friend. Let's get into it. Today on the table we have this. This is the Raven from Imbaru. A couple of disclaimers to get out of the way at the beginning of this video before we dive into the bag. Generally speaking, so I've actually helped a lot with the design of this bag, so it's gonna be the type of thing where obviously I'm slightly biased. I'm gonna try not to give my opinion. I'm just gonna run through the features and kind of show you about it, but of course I'm excited by this bag. I've been using it a ton over the last 3 or 4 months. During the process of developing it, it actually started out looking like this. Now obviously these colors were not the original colors that the bag was going to go with, but this is a very cool sample of the bag, kind of way back in early prototyping. This, what you see here, is the actual production version of the bag in one of the 3 liners that are offered by Imbaru, and we'll get into that and all the other stuff as we go. I'm probably going to miss a lot. This is a ton to talk about, but I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to get into the bag and talk about it and all its features. The bag went on sale a couple of weeks ago and sold out instantly. Imbaru doesn't make a whole lot of bags, so one-man show when it comes to the manufacturing of these things. So literally one person in a small studio making all the bags. So I think a lot of people are eagerly anticipating their bags showing up. So I thought it'd be a good time to show it off a little bit and give you a little bit of what this bag is like. In terms of materials, this bag does not skimp at all. And of course, that is reflected in the price of $669 US dollars. The materials themselves, 5-ounce Dyneema for the main fabric of the bag, a leather base, a leather handle, a couple of other places you'll find that leather, and a fully custom V15 from Dimension Polyant liner, of which you can get 3 different colors or patterns. Other than the Dyneema and the liner, you will find Ultra Stretch from Challenge Sailcloth. You'll find a very nice tweed spandexy material that is used throughout the bag in some places like behind the straps and these air vents. And all the hardware is AA Cobra Pro hardware everywhere, even a Cobra sternum strap. The webbing is the same heavy duty stuff you'll see on like GoRuck bag, so people who have used those bags will be familiar with that. As I mentioned, there's leather throughout, including this top handle, which is a really nice vibe for a top handle. I really like it. Zippers are YKK number 8s throughout the bag. They are all PU coated, and the reason that these zippers were used is that they tend to be a lot smoother than the AquaGuard variants. They are still weather resistant, and the zipper track tends to run a little bit more smoothly than those right out of the box. In terms of zipper pulls, there are these cool posi lock paracord with a shrink wrap that is transparent, giving it a little bit of a cyberpunky vibe. Speaking of cyberpunky vibes, that is the whole vibe of this bag. So if you're into that kind of thing, you'll really dig the whole ethos of this company and of the bag itself. It definitely leans into that world a lot. In terms of branding, you will find 0 branding on this bag, aside from this. That little guy right there, and one other place that I think I'm going to keep a secret, or maybe I will show it in a minute, but we'll see. Let's get a little bit into the features of the bag. One thing that was very important to Imbaru when making the bag is that it stands up extremely well on its own. So whether it's packed out, empty, anything, the extremely flat bottom helps it stand up on its own very well. Not much of a tilt at all. let's talk a little bit about this harness system. This harness system is very, very comfortable, and honestly, these straps are really, well, for me, quite nice. There is a kind of mini yoke system here, which you can see. It gives a real nice dynamic over your shoulder, and these straps definitely have a very thick foam that runs something akin to what you'd find on like a GoRuck bag, and they are quite wide. Sternum strap can be adjusted on this rail where there are 3 places it can go, and it can go up and down. There's also a stowaway for the sternum strap here, which is simple but very effective. Just kind of goes like that. The straps themselves are dangle free, completely dangle free. So this slider moves up and down, and that causes this strap to be larger or shorter. And like I said, no dangle, absolutely nothing. Because of this, there are 2 versions of the straps offered. One is this regular or standard length, and then there is a shorter length. My general recommendation would be, if you're not quite small, I'd go with the regular, because the smallest configuration of the regular is quite tight, but that's completely up to you. Both sizes are offered, so, you know, maybe measure your favorite bag, see the length, and then compare it to the lengths offered here. You can get a little bit of a sneak at the water bottle pockets here. They are on both sides, and they do use a kind of button system. So the reason for the buttons actually is twofold. One is that it has a 2-step vibe, so you can keep them like so, or tuck them in like this. There is an ultra stretch bit on the back here, and that allows the pocket to bow out when you use it. Kind of like this. And then you can actually snap it back if you want it to be clean. And this system also works with the luggage pass-through that goes across the back that I'll show off later in the video. I found these pockets to be very nice in use and keeping it quite classy when you don't need them, like so. And there's a hint to the liner, which is great. You can see a little bit of liner here and a little bit of the liner here. I think that's a really cool vibe for this bag. In terms of external pocketing, the front panel here has 2 access points, one on this right side. On this right side, there's one pocket that is made of ultra stretch. You can see a little bit of that liner, and it is about the size of something like this, or you could put gloves or something like that. It goes to about here, and then the bottom space is just completely free and open. This pocket is like, I mean, it's like a magic pocket almost, because so many things fit in here, from like AirPods to wallets, and the way it's designed is it kind of goes up like that, so it's the perfect kind of place for your hand to go, and it's not just straight across, so things don't ever fall out. Really nice one there. Flip it around. On this side, well, it's actually the same compartment, but you have a different pocket scheme on this side, so you can imagine that down the center it's kind of split. Here you have 2 pen-ish, knife-ish pockets that will take something like a pen or a knife, and then you have one slip pocket here, and then a little bit of space down at the bottom. This keeps all your things off the bottom of the bag. When these front panel pockets don't have organization here, everything ends up collecting here, and it's a bit of a nightmare. There's also it's very hard to show, but there's a place here to attach something like your keys. I've actually just kind of attached a dongle, one of these guys, like a kind of key leash to it. And then there is a hidden what are they called? You know, the thing that helps you find your bag. I always forget what they're called because we don't use them here in Korea, but it's right up here. So you can stick your little air tag guy. That's what it's called, air tag. Right up there. Also ultra stretch, which it didn't need to be. That kind of stuff doesn't need to be that, but you know, why not, I suppose. One of the magic pockets on this bag is this back compartment here. So basically it opens like so, and it goes from being a quick access pocket, like you can see here, a very sizable one, about the size of, I don't know if you can see that, so you might have things kind of floating around in there like so. I've got my AirPods and stuff there, and as well as I had a camera stuck in there. That pocket, I will leave it for now, but it is one of the coolest aspects of this bag, and you'll see soon. Another cool aspect of this is also where the laptop lives behind the... That's a really cool feature, but I'll wait for people to see that when they get their bags. So there's a magnet system, really strong magnets that close like so. And then you can get into the back where your laptop or whatever will fit. It's a size for quite large laptops, I believe, up to 16-inch. Like that. All accessible via this back zipper. Let's put this stuff back here for now, and we'll talk about it again in a minute. The bag itself is clamshell opening. Let's talk about the flap first. So on the flap, you've got these two pockets with a little bit of loop. So instead of putting patches here, if you want to store your patches, you can store them somewhere up here. Like that. These two pockets have a magnet and they open like this. The magnet is quite strong, the pockets are quite deep, and the liner is on the back as well as here. I put things like water tissues and maybe hand sanitizer in there. Now, this is your first full peek at that Dimension Polyant V15 Custom. In terms of this bag, it is the wave pattern. There are two other patterns, including something called Glitch, which is really rad. It's kind of like a cyberpunky vibe, and then a one called Ombre that's also very cool. This is the main compartment of the bag. So I have a Pacolab Samurai in there, a shirt, some sunglasses, my daughter's comb, and a packable tote. So now you can see the full internals of the bag. There are a couple of loops here for hanging stuff. There is ultra stretch on the sides, which allows the laptop compartment to flex towards you when the laptop is inside. And there are pockets on either side in ultra stretch. This, you might ask, is what? Well, this goes into that same pocket we were just talking about. And you can see it is loop lined. So if this pocket is a little bit out of control, like big for you, you can go into here, grab some of these dividers that are provided with the bag, and they kind of work like this. And you can customize this section to your heart's content. Now I could do something like that, or you know, maybe have my sunglasses on this side and something else on this side. You could do something like put your camera there. So normally when I'm rocking my camera with this bag, I probably wouldn't use this. So this is like my Ricoh GR. You know, I would just have it somewhere here. The bottom, the front, and the back, as well as these dividers, are all padded, so you can customize it and put your gear in there however you'd want. Now I'm going to show you. So how I set it up is, like, say if I want my camera to be something like, I don't know, maybe here, like that, then I would put the divider in. Like that. So now the camera is in there. Zip it up. So it zips up just fine. Then when I'm out on the go, I can open here, and there is my camera ready to go. And it goes back in there, no problemo. You can get up to something like a Leica M camera in there, no problem. It's there you go. You're rocking. Camera back in. And then when you're packing the bag for a trip or whatever, you can go in through this side. Like that. really cool feature to me because it really adds to the versatility of the bag. I found myself going in this way quite often, and then sometimes I don't zip this up at all. You just kind of go like this and it's completely fine. On the other hand, if I take that out, take this divider out, there are 3 provided with the bag. It's interesting, or it's of note, that this pocket is perfectly sized for them, so if you want to get them out of the way, they perfectly fit in here. So what I was going to say is, in this pocket, what I was going to say about this pocket is, okay, so it looks like it's kind of in the way, right? So if you don't tend to use this pocket, you can actually just squish it up like this, and it squishes away to where, you know, you have maybe just this much space taken up, and then when you go into the top, you end up with a smaller space there where things like these would just sit like a normal kind of quick access pocket. Imagine like a quick access pocket on a GoRuck where it kind of hugs this top part, and that's basically what it'll do. Because it's slightly padded, it folds up and stays like that. So you end up with just a regular quick access pocket in that case. Or if you want to use it like we showed, or like I just showed, then you can use it like that to your heart's content. While using this bag, I've been very surprised at how much I can get in it, considering how slim it continues to look no matter what I put in it. You can see how smooth that zipper experience is. Now for one last party trick on this guy, there is this for you business travelers. Nice leather accents there, a couple of buttons. This is for when you want to rock a roller luggage. So basically what you do is you undo the bottle pockets, snap one here, snap one here, do the same thing on this side, snap and snap, and then you have a roller luggage. And just to show you how sturdy it is, I can pick up the whole bag with that, no problemo. So then you're rocking. You can just put your bag on your roller like this, and it actually doesn't really affect the bag at all, because you can attach it here and make it very clean, or you can just let it fly like so. It just adds a little bit of looseness to it, and then still have your water bottle pocket in there if that's what you dig. It's the same webbing as the rest of the bag, and the leather is the same leather you find throughout the bag, so it matches perfectly with the whole aesthetic and vibe of this, the Imbaru Raven. So that is my quick and dirty, which is about 25 minutes look at the Imbaru Raven. In terms of the company, well, they're pretty secretive about everything that's going on over there, but I'm sure a lot of that will come to light at some point soon. Bag itself, really cool. If you've got one on the way, enjoy. If you don't, maybe it's something to look forward to coming up in the next little bit. Imbaru Raven. JT is signing off. Talk soon, kids. Bye-bye.